Monday night chat. Monday fucking night. We back, nigga. As
Yes,
you can
sir.
see in the title. Yes, sir. As you can see in the title, I'm with my boy Amari Scott.
Yes, sir.
Bay State Media. You see in the title, the Pats keeping it hot, but the Celtics keeping it cool, Kaj.
Yes,
What
sir.
the fuck? The highs, my fault, chat. The highs and the lows are going to be brought to you on this special live. You already
Yes,
know.
indeed.
But you know what that means. Welcome to another edition of What the Hell's Happening Sports. It's your boy, the one and only Nero, and I'm here. And I already mentioned him, but I'm here with the one and only Amari Scott. Shout out to the Bay State Media, cuz
Yes, indeed.
Mr. Scott, how's everything? How's the night been? Talk to me, Kaj.
Good, man. Just work today. But other than that, bro, I'm good, man. You know, some football yesterday. We had a nice game yesterday from the Pats, some
Hell yeah.
Celtics. A
Hell
little bit
yeah.
of a disappointing night on that end, but we can
For
get
sure.
into this for sure.
Oh, yeah. You already know. Yeah, no, trust, chat. We're going to get into it with the Pats. We'll start out with the Pats first, with the highs. We'll get into the Celtics as they keeping it cool, you know what I'm saying, afterwards. And then also probably at the end, we'll also like take a get a look in what happened around the MLB. Well, what happened in the MLB this weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you wanted to throw that in there too, I'm
Hell
down.
yeah, no, we definitely will. What happened in the MLB, obviously, with the World Series. Some, a lot of you already know, but that's what we're here for, to talk about that. Some stuff happened in the NBA, and quite frankly, it was a crazy day in football also. Some bullshit in football. Some teams are frauds. Tell you that, chat. Some teams are fucking frauds.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That's for sure. But yeah, now with that being said, I know Mario just walked away, but what I'll
I'm
pull up
right
real
here.
quick.
I'm just gonna move so I can put my phone on the charger, but I'm still here. Talk
Oh
to
no,
me.
you straight. Now, what I'll do, I'll bring out the stats first for the Pats. That way, as I'll read it off as Amari gets settled. Also, you
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying. Now, yeah, we got a lot. There's a lot of shit to talk about today, chat. There's a lot of shit to talk about today. I'll tell you that. And I'm glad Amari's here with me to talk about it for real, for real. Hell yeah.
Absolutely, bro. You know, you know.
You already know. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. So, chat, the Pats keeping it hot. And guess what? You already know. 24-23 final. This one was a nail biter and went all the way down to the end. And I will say, chat, this shit, it was a good game. It was a good game, but fucking, it could have went it went right, but it could have went left. It could have went left easily. Certain plays, certain situations happen throughout the game. Me and Amari will bring it to you. I'm gonna read off the stats first. Like we always do here on this channel. Whoever loses, we start with them first and we go to the winners afterwards. The Falcons lost. We'll start with the Falcons, right? So, Falcons wise, Michael Penix played all right. He did well. He only got sacked once, but he went 22 of 37, 221 yards, only 59.5% completion percentage. But hey, he did what he had to do. You're gonna have games like that, chat. So even if it's not 60, 70%, he did what he did well. He didn't turn the ball over. He threw 3 touchdowns and 3 big touchdowns, and we'll get to who caught all those touchdowns in a few. Running game the running game wasn't crazy. They only picked up 71 yards as a team, but Bijan Robinson had 46 yards on 12 carries. Michael Penix with 19 yards on 2 carries, and Tyler Algier only had 6 yards. He wasn't really used as much. Kind of interesting that he wasn't, but at the same time, it fell in favor for the Patriots. So that helps out. Drake London though, yesterday was the Drake London game. Drake London 9 catches for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, he dominated, and I tell you, as you can see right here, where this cursor is a 40-yard catch. That 40-yard catch was. Yeah, it was crazy. I know Amari got some shit to talk about when we get to that, but yeah, it was crazy on him. Bijan had 50 yards on 8 catches. Kyle Pitts with 38 yards on 4 catches. Darnell was only held to 1 catch. For the defense, Jesse Bates had a pick, but in terms of tackles, AJ Terrell, led the team with 8 tackles. Mike Hughes with 5. Drake, I said Drake London. The other London, the defensive London, had 2 sacks. 2 sacks. The defensive tackle had 2 sacks, along with rookie Jalen Walker with 2 sacks. Both of them had 5 tackles as well. And Brandon Dorless had 2 sacks, so 6 sacks in total for the Falcons. 3 guys with 2 sacks each. hey, but they did what they had to do. They just couldn't get the job done. Meanwhile, for the Pats, Drake May, 19 to 29, 259 yards, 65.5 completion percentage. He didn't get to 70, but at least he got the win. 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. That pick went to Jesse Bates again. The running game did well yesterday for the Pats. Travion Henderson led the team with 55 yards on the ground. Terrell Jennings had 35 yards as well. His first career touchdown in the NFL as well. And Drake May had 20 yards on the ground. They ran for 110 as a team, which is good. Which is good. You know what I'm saying, for what they had to do. Obviously, blocking. We'll talk about blocking also. Maybe certain plays that they could have gotten more, but we'll have the analysis as well after that. For the receivers, Demario Douglas led the team with 100 yards and a touchdown. He had an emotional game. We'll get into that also. He had a loss in his family, but he showed out. Hunter Henry with 51 yards on 4 grabs. Stephon Diggs, 38 yards on 3 grabs and a touchdown. Second straight game with a touchdown. Travion Henderson, 32 yards on 4 catches. Austin Hooper with 20 yards on a single catch. And Matt Collins and Terrell Jennings each had 9 yards in the air. Drake May lost a fumble. We'll talk about that also. It almost got bad at that point. But Caleb Von Chasen had a forced fumble as well. And with the defense, Christian Gonzalez led the team with 7 tackles. He did also have 2 pass deflections. Carlton Davis, 5 tackles and a pass deflection. Robert Spillane also had 5 tackles. Jalen Hawkins with 4. And Chase only had 2 tackles, but he did have a sack. Other guys chipped in as well. But I will say overall, the Pats got the win. But it could have, like I said earlier, chat. Oh, my fault. I just noticed Amari was out. My fault.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I will say, chat, again, this was a nail biter. This could have went left real quick. I'm glad it went right. But I'm also glad my brother Amari Scott is here to tell you about what he saw. Mr. Scott, take it away, bro. What's your thoughts on yesterday's game?
So for me, I thought that we played really well in general. I thought that penalties was awesome. There weren't too many penalties. We only had 2 penalties to their 5.
Right.
So I think that was also a difference in the game, and also time of possession, even though they got some plays down the field. We outran and outpassed them, especially with 110 rushing yards from this Pats team. That's a big thing considering the rushing game has kind of been shaky. So I think that the time of possession was awesome, holding onto the ball, making great drives. And, Penix had a great game, bro. I honestly, he was 22 of 37, so it looks a little off with the completion percentage, but he still had 222 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Drake London, story of that game for sure. 119 yards, 3 touchdowns, bro. I mean, come on, bro. The guy's ridiculous, dude.
Right.
Honestly, that's a guy I wish I had on my team, man, because he can do it all. His route tree is crazy. He can run anything 1 through 7. So it's just you look at him and he's a big body guy. He's fast. He's a great jump ball guy. He's got all the tools and intangibles. So I'm glad that, even though it was against the Pats, but, it was a great game from him. And, Bijan Robinson, he chipped in, had 95 total yards, 50 in the pass game and 45 in the rush. So, he did his normal thing. And then, kind of to move on to the defense here for the Patriots too as well. Christian Gonzalez still had a good game tackling. Obviously, when you go up against a guy like Drake London, bro, it's not much you can do. I'm not going to take it too serious, only because I think that he just needs to get worked back in a lot more. And he's a great player, so I have trust and faith in him, considering what we've seen for the first couple seasons from him. But you kind of look at this game and you hope that going into next week that he can have a better game, because we are going to need him down the stretch. And Carlton Davis had a good game too, I thought too, in my personal opinion. Carlton Davis, whoever was lined up in front of him, he kept him in check. Honestly, with Gonzo traveling, that's what you want from a veteran guy like Carlton Davis. So
absolutely,
that was nice to see. I also, interestingly enough, too, don't forget about Efton Chisholm in the kick return game too. He was great. 75-yard game. Where actually, I think he's almost scratched 80. So that was a beautiful, beautiful sight to see, to get him involved. We saw him in camp. He was playing really well in camp. I thought Harold Landry, even though it doesn't show up on the stat sheet, I really thought Harold Landry played well. Obviously, we're going to take a look at some all 22 hopefully this week. So,
for sure.
I think that it would be a good it would be a good thing if Landry really got more involved and Landry continues to get more involved because he is a veteran on this defense. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I will ask, especially on the topic of Landry. Now, naturally, he almost got seriously hurt against the Saints. And that right there, we were almost like, oh shit, like it might be done for him, especially how his leg came. I think it was his ankle and whatnot. You know, he
yo, is it me or I can't hear you?
and oh, hold on. Okay, there you go. We're back. They look the injury itself was almost real bad. And naturally that was a few games ago.
Yo, Nero, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. You can hear
I
me?
can't hear you for some reason.
We can't. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, is it? It might be me. Um,
How about now? You can hear me now?
let me try and join back. Give me 1 second, because for
Oh no, you're
some
good. You're good. You're good.
reason it might be me on my end.
Okay, bad. Let me see. My fault, chat. My fault. Now he's about to be back. But I will say, chat, and I'm gonna pose this for Amari when he comes back. And if you're in the chat right now and you do watch Patriots, this the injury I'm about to talk about Harold Landry. Do you guys think that it has? I don't want to say it has necessarily affected his play, but do you think that it's kind of hindered his ability to kind of rush the passer? Yeah, I would say rush the passer because he's done well in the run game. It kind of just shows that he hasn't been as explosive as a rusher. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, that's that might be scheme wise and whatnot. But yeah, no, I'm glad Amari's back. Let me ask him now.
There
Yo,
we go. Beautiful.
you hear me
Yeah,
better?
it was me. It was me.
Oh no, you're straight. You're straight. I wanted to ask you since we were on the topic of Harold Landry.
Hmm.
Now the injury he avoided a serious injury against the Saints, right?
Hmm.
Naturally, he's been able to play. He's been smooth. But do you think that injury has kind of hindered him a little bit from rushing the passer because he's still effective as a run defender, but I
Hmm.
haven't really seen him as active as a rusher. You think that that's still kind of in play for him?
Um, yes, because Mike Vrabel is a guy who came from obviously Patriots defense.
Right.
Titans had a very strong defense when they had
Mhm.
Tannehill, Derrick Henry, that playoff team.
Mhm.
So a team that likes to run different looks, like this Patriots team, that's always
Mhm.
been their defensive identity. We're going to show you this. You think you've seen this a million times on film in this situation, but then they switch it up on you.
Right.
So I think he'll get more involved as it carries into a stretch here where we are fighting with the Colts.
Mhm.
And the Bills just took down my Chiefs the other day, which
Oh
was
yeah.
fucking unbelievable. But you know what happens when we see them in the playoffs. So I really don't care that fucking
Right.
Josh
Right.
Allen's 5-1 against us in the regular
Right.
season. It doesn't really matter to me. But it
Right.
actually, I'm looking at our defense and looking at the Patriots defense, and what we're our problem is we can't defend the pass. Like
Right.
I know yesterday, Penix had 3 touchdowns and Drake London had 3 touchdowns, but that was really all it was. Like
Exactly.
if you
Yeah.
were really watching the game, like if they tried to go in other directions for other people,
Uh-huh.
but they couldn't necessarily do so. So I
Exactly.
think that's why, like, I don't mind that Drake London had an 100-yard 3 touchdown game. Like that doesn't matter to me. That's a
Right.
guy who's supposed to have that type of numbers
Right.
against any defense really in the league.
Mhm.
So I look at this more as the guys who stepped up are you know the guys that we actually expect to step up.
Exactly.
Spillane, Hawkins, even Marcus Jones got involved yesterday too. He's been
He
an
did.
awesome athlete for us. He
He
can hit
did.
special teams. Honestly, it would this sounds wild, but like I would want to see him on offense too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Put him
And
in
he can
put him
do
in
it.
a
He can do it. Yeah.
put him in a jet sweep action or something. Get him on a check down. Like if he can really catch the ball or something, like I want to see them play around with that because he's such a good athlete. And
Absolutely.
I think that, those guys on defense, like obviously he's one of the better athletes in the league.
Mhm.
And I think that, Caleb Von Chasen, Tonga, like all these other guys, like they stepped up in terms of keeping the pressure on the Falcons. And I think, Penix didn't really have a lot of time to throw, to be
Mhm.
honest with you. They were getting a decent amount of pressure, even though it doesn't show up in the sack numbers. But I think that Harold Landry is a guy that, put him in some different looks. let him get a little bit more acclimated. I think this defense is still getting acclimated, bro. Like honestly,
For
I think
sure.
they're figuring out what everyone still does well. And at this juncture, like in this game, you saw that Vrabel was able to put guys in the right position to win. And I think that
Absolutely.
coaching has been the big difference for this team, even just on
Mhm.
offense. Like Josh McDaniels, dude, it's night and day from last year. Like it's
Mhm.
the way the play design is, and it's not necessarily a result of who's there because, bro, if you really think about it, like Mac Hollins really hasn't been that involved. So
Right.
I can't say he's made too much of an impact in the pass game in terms of catching or getting targets,
Right.
but he's been blocking well. He does that really well. And I think he does the dirty work well. And I think that McDaniels has really brought the best out of this offense in terms of spreading the ball around, putting Drake May in positions to win, coaching him up so that because you see a lot of Drake May, he's using his feet a lot more. And I think
Right.
he's making more decisive decisions
Right.
instead of trying to drive the ball downfield. And I think we just didn't have the offensive coordinator last year to do so. Now that we have McDaniels, this is a Patriots team that on both sides of the ball is getting the correct coaching and two guys who are very familiar with this organization and very familiar with the system. I
Right.
don't want to go so far as to say Brady and Belichick with May and Vrabel, but I will go so far as to say this team could potentially win 2 Super Bowls within the next 10 years. They really
Absolutely.
could.
Right.
And, if we get even though Drake May has great chemistry but this is a defense, you look at the guy Christian Ellis,
Yes.
Carlton Davis, Rob Spillane, so on and so forth. Like that's a defense that May has always needed.
Right.
And, Gonzo's been banged up the past couple of years, a decent amount.
Right.
I don't know what it is with him. Like he got landed on by Drake London, and it's
Mm.
just like I look at that play and he was down for a minute.
Yeah.
And I just think like I don't know what it is with Gonzo. He could just be an injury prone guy, but
Right.
you know,
Right.
they should look for an option in the draft, a younger guy who can learn from these guys, Carlton Davis, Christian Gonzalez. I think that's the direction they should go in the offseason when it comes to the draft this upcoming year. So
I think
I
so
think
too.
that this
Right.
team, the defense is really not the issue, and the offense is not the issue. I think we could make a little bit more impact in the special teams game, especially
Mm.
having Efton Chisholm have a good game today and Marcus Jones. But I think that this defense is the real pillar of this team that keeps this team going because you got the most veterans on that side of the ball. And Stephon Diggs is really the only one that's different on that offense from last year.
Mhm.
And then what Travion Henderson, like
Right.
to me,
Yeah.
like that shows how important the coaching is. If you really just got one guy to go out there who obviously takes the attention away, they like to double team him a lot. So, I think that this team is so well constructed. Yo, they're gonna win a playoff game this year. I think they make it to the divisional for sure.
I think so too.
Um, and you look at the Broncos right now, I think that's the only team where like I might feel like he could come back down to earth. I said
Right.
he would against the Browns, and he showed me, proved me wrong,
Right. Right.
completely proved me wrong.
Right.
So I think that going forward, bro, this is exciting. If you're a Patriots fan, you should be fucking excited because that game yesterday too really showed that all three phases of the game came out to play.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm glad you said that too, Amari, because when you think about a team like the Broncos right now, what's keeping them what's really keeping them in this, especially record-wise, being at 7-2 right now, that defense and especially getting to the quarterback,
Hmm.
that's it's similar to Philadelphia's Super Bowl run a couple years ago when they
Right.
lost to the Chiefs. Everybody on that defensive line, whether it's Zach Allen, Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, John Franklin Myers, they're all getting to the quarterback.
Right.
Even the linebackers too, and Dre Greenlaw when he plays, Alex Singleton, all those guys are getting to the quarterback. You
Hmm.
look at this defense right now, the main guys that are getting to the quarterback for the Patriots obviously are the defensive linemen.
Hmm.
Milton Williams, my fault. Milton Williams, Harold Landry, Caleb Vaughn Chase on, and that's only three. Christian Barmore has provided pressure. He hasn't
Hmm.
gotten a sack yet. But you look at this team's like, all right, they for the Patriots wise, they're holding up well.
Yep.
The Broncos have those guys already, like, oh shit, like that's a nightmare defense. If a guy like Drake May has to go up against that in a playoff game, my money, as much as I want to say the Patriots, it's a lot harder to say the Patriots because that defense is looking legit. They're looking like, if you want to look at old Broncos team, they're not to that caliber yet from what we see because
Hmm.
it's still early. But that
Offensively,
2015
unfortunately.
exactly, but that 2015 Broncos defense, how they
Mhm.
looked, especially getting to the quarterback, it's looking like that, but there still needs to be more. But it could get there.
Absolutely.
It could get there. You know what I'm saying? For a team like the Patriots to continue to compete, continue to do well on defense, especially getting to the trade deadline tomorrow, hopefully add a piece or two, whether it's at safety, whether it's at linebacker, edge rusher, add to that. But I will say in terms of offense, and like you mentioned also, especially with Travion Henderson and Stephon Diggs, they're the newcomers. Those are the two new guys that have really, put life into this offense as newbies. Everybody
Mhm.
else, like the Kayshawn Booties, the Hunter Henry, Austin Hoopers, have gotten theirs. Demario Douglas have all gotten theirs.
Absolutely.
You just hope that if it comes down to a playoff game against a team like the Broncos, that offensive line has to hold up. So
Absolutely.
that you don't necessarily have to add to the offensive line, especially at the deadline. You don't, because it's constructed well. You got some veterans, you got a couple, Will Campbell and Jerry Wilson as young guys, and even
Mhm.
Garrett Bradbury probably has been the most surprising out of all of them, especially
Yep.
as he held up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yep.
if this Patriots team could just continue to, build together and possibly add tomorrow, which they should. If they don't add tomorrow, it's not the end of the world, but it's like, shit, you could have did something. You could have,
I think
Yeah.
the guys we'd have to give up for honestly, I think they will. I mean, you get rid of Kyle Duggar.
Right.
You move you do a little bit of moving around. Like it screams like to me, like they're they're not gonna make a crazy move. I don't think
Right.
it's gonna be crazy.
Right.
But what would it hurt if you got a guy like, I don't know, RJ Harvey who's balling out right now and he's probably on the cheap. And if you get him on the cheap and he balls out here, I mean, he's been a big factor in the two running back system for J.K. Dobbins.
Right.
Derrick Henry's not going anywhere. Like I
Yeah, I don't
don't
think so. Yeah.
like that rumor we saw on Instagram, like that, like those mock trades and shit, they piss me off, bro.
Right.
Like they really piss me off because I get it. The idea of a reunion is cool, but they would make us give up guys we don't want to give up. And right now, this is a Patriots team. Let's be real, bro. This team is overachieving. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people really saw the Patriots being 7-2 at this juncture,
Right.
unless, like us, we looked at the schedule and like, yo, genuinely, you keep looking at the schedule, you beat the Bills, who've been the kings of the fucking conference for the past, well, not kings, excuse me, division.
Right. Right.
Kings of the division
Mm.
for what, the last 5 years now?
Right.
Since Mac
Right.
Jones took us to the playoffs and then they wiped us, and that
Yeah,
was
they wiped
really
us. Yeah. Yeah.
like an indication. One, I still believed in Mac Jones. I think they killed that kid's confidence, and I think they learned from that situation and knew they could not do this with Drake May. Like, I think they are very accountable and aware of what they did to Mac Jones, and I will still die on the hill that Mac Jones could have given us a chance because he went to the playoffs his rookie year. And if Drake May, now that he has help, he's gotten more help and better coaching than Mac Jones ever did. And I don't think that Mac Jones was supposed to be like, it's hard to say, oh, he was going to be the successor to Brady because, bro, nobody's Tom Brady, bro.
Right.
Now, like, and I'm a Chiefs fan. I love Patrick Mahomes, bro, but
Mm.
I can't put, like, I can't even put Patty probably above Peyton. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I just think that, you know, it's weird that Patriots fans hate Mac Jones, right? But like Mac Jones wasn't given half of what Drake May's been given. And I think that the Patriots are understanding and capitalizing on the fact now they got a squad and they got the coaching staff. And I think that was the last piece, bro. And Mayo was a scapegoat, dude. It's
Right.
sad to see the way he went out. And I think they just used him to find a better option, which it sounds wild, but like there were offensive things that are horrible about that team that Mayo had. And like if Mayo had probably Josh McDaniels, we would probably be having a different conversation.
Right.
But, I think obviously you can't really look at that type of stuff in hindsight when it comes to that because now 7-2 Patriots, it looks like, bro, the Bills defense has some work to do. I'll tell you
Right.
that.
Right.
And, it's sad to see that Josh Allen, his weapon, honestly he has a worse weapons room than Drake May right now. So I think
Yeah,
this is a year the Patriots you gotta take advantage. If you can ride it all the way to the AFC Championship game, then the pressure is on this offseason to really make some shit shake. And I think, if they can get even to a divisional game, like forget even just getting to the playoffs and the wild card, the way this team looks, barring injury, the aim should be to get to the divisional, nothing less.
right, right.
You're 7-2. Bills are 6-2. You look at the situation, and this is the time to take advantage. And I don't think that the coaching staff and what they had before were able to understand those things. So that's
Absolutely.
kind of how I look at the outlook of that for sure.
No, absolutely. And I agree with you 100%. It's, even looking on Twitter today, I forget who said it, but they were basically saying that like, oh, the Patriots, they're looking for lower end deals, to try to add to the defense, maybe at, or even at running back. And I get it, it's fine because you don't have to necessarily break the bank. Again, like we mentioned, hypothetically, let's say if it was for a guy like Derrick Henry, and like even so, Derrick Henry now, how that Ravens team looks now is not going anywhere. The
Nope.
Ravens now with Lamar Jackson back, all right, now they're ready, to kind of be brought back to life.
Yep.
So that's a guy that was never coming. As much as we wanted him, and even I said it like, oh, it would be cool. We all knew he wasn't coming. It's Derrick Henry. That like compared to the Patriots are right here, right? Derrick
Mhm.
Henry, status wise, and what he brings is up here. It's hard to go up here without giving up shit. And one,
Yeah.
as much as you would give up to him, it's not worth it because one, the Ravens would never get trade him, and two,
Yep.
he's at that age now that even if you were to get him, if shit goes south, it looks bad. Then the negative shit starts coming. So it's
Right.
not even worth to go into that type of idea. If you want to look at a guy like Tony Pollard to add to the running back room, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
at least he can bring something to that. Arden Key, from the Titans. If you want to bring guys like that, for an organization again that Mike Vrabel already knows, Strike already knows his guy.
Right.
Okay, cool. If you want to add some more, that's fine. But if you really want to make a splash, then just wait till the offseason because
Yeah,
at least you'll
bro.
have a clearer head, especially on what to do. You don't have to worry about fighting for a playoff spot. You don't have to worry about, fighting to get to the, divisional AFC championship. That would be all long gone. You're worried about next year. So wait till the offseason to make a splash because they can
Mhm.
do it. They're the vibes with them right now, especially playing, having Drake May as quarterback, and you don't have to pay him just yet. He's still on his rookie deal. You would want to add either this offseason or possibly next. And that's for
Mhm.
the future. That's for them to decide in the future. Right now,
Right.
you got to worry about what you can add right now. Do I think they'll add something tomorrow? I do. Again, chat, if you're watching us right now, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in, do not expect Trey Hendrickson to be a Patriot tomorrow. Do not expect AJ Brown to be a Patriot tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening. And I'm telling you right now, as much as I would want that to happen, it's not going to happen because we're not going to fumble this team. We're not going to break up this team in certain aspects to get guys that we want now without really seeing the big picture for this season. We're worried about this season. The guys
Mhm.
right now that are actually doing shit like the Keyshawn Booties, the Demario Douglas, the Stephon Diggs on offense, Caleb on Chase on the defense, you name it. That's who we're going to worry about right now. That's who these guys right here are going to fucking worry about. So it really makes no sense with that other shit outside of New England, outside of Boston, Massachusetts. It don't make sense right now. It don't.
Yeah, I think too the Eagles have already made some moves. So
Exactly. Yeah.
there's not anything they would want on the defensive side of the ball from us at
Right.
all.
Exactly.
I think the
Exactly.
only thing they might want it mm, it could be alignment, but then at that point, what like their problem wasn't that. And even then, like what would they really like is Zach Bond still injured?
Is he? No, I think he's still healthy. I think he's still healthy. But
Okay,
even that,
because
yeah, they're not letting Zach Bond go anyway either.
right, and it's like even if they let's say hypothetically they wanted to give up AJ Brown,
Right.
we'd have to give up Christian Gonzalez. I feel
Right.
like.
Right.
I feel like that's the first player they'd mostly key in on.
Right.
And then at that point you give up that and then they'd want probably a first round pick.
Right.
it's like, yeah, you take the overachievement while you can, because
Exactly.
there
Exactly.
you can just recoup this offseason. I know we did a little bit of a look on another live on some of the free agents, but this is a wide receiver heavy free agency coming
Yeah.
up this season. Wide open in terms of that market.
Right.
And there's guys you can get on the cheap. And
Hmm.
I think that, what's his fucking name, bro? Oh my goodness, now I'm blanking on who it is. And it's not Brian Thomas Jr. I don't think he's a free agent this upcoming season. I
No,
can't
no, no.
remember.
Yeah, he's still under contract for a few years. Yeah.
Ugh. I can't remember. There's someone decent, bro. And the
Is it Rashid
craziest,
Shaheed?
okay, that's actually someone who that's been in trade talks. But I was literally about to say it too. Like, there's a couple guys that we've been in talks, and thank you for actually bringing up that name and reminding
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
because we talked about this last before. Rashid Shaheed is a better option in the offseason. Don't trade nothing away for Rashid
Right.
Shaheed right now. It's just, what is Rashid Shaheed gonna do? He's gonna be the same thing that Keyshawn Boutte is. And
Right.
like, I feel like we don't need two of those guys. Like,
Right.
yes, he's a burner, but how we would use him, Rashid Shaheed, he can be used out the backfield. He could be used on sweeps. He's lightning fast.
Right.
So I think they would I don't think they would misutilize him, because McDaniels is McDaniels. He's a genius.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think you could probably get someone way better. And
Absolutely.
even then, you look at this list of wide receivers for free agency, and it's actually a decent list in terms of just depth. Like, Diggs is the number one. That's no doubt about that. Like, he's
Right.
the number one right now. Let him do his thing. He's been a great leader too. He's completely did a 180 from being a diva. If you really watch some of the sound bites and the mic'd up, and you're watching him on a week in, week out basis, bro,
Hmm.
he's embraced being a leader. He's the oldest, right, on the offense, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, he is.
He's
He
got
is.
to be.
Yeah.
So, I
Is
think
he? Yeah, I believe he is, especially receiver wise. He is. Yeah. Yeah.
and he can't bullshit, because this organization doesn't put up with that shit. But
Absolutely.
th-
Absolutely.
it sounds expensive, but Debo Samuel is also an option.
Hmm.
I know he hasn't been the greatest in Washington. He's been banged up a little bit. He is 29. But if you
Hmm.
are looking at a cheap option, you really could go, like you said, Rashid Shaheed. And honestly, bro, I wouldn't mind Elijah Moore.
I
Like,
wouldn't mind that either.
I don't think Elijah Moore has been in the right situation.
Yeah.
Like, he started off in the Browns, and then I'm pretty sure he was playing
No, he started off with the Jets. He started off with the
the
Jets, and then
Jets.
he went
Okay,
to the
yes,
Browns.
yes, yes.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
right.
Yep.
You're right. And then, if I'm not mistaken, he got hurt that year.
Hmm.
And if he didn't get hurt, he was playing behind other people. And
Right.
I actually don't even remember who he was playing behind. I know Garrett Wilson, I think, that was his first year, I think,
Yeah,
when.
yeah, and it was Elijah's second year, but the reason he wanted out because they weren't playing him because of
Yep.
guys like like the Garrett Wilsons, all that. Like he wasn't getting no run, he wasn't getting no targets. He wanted out. He went to the Browns, and again when he went to the Browns, that like
Hmm.
I think it was right before the deadline or at the deadline, that Browns team had just gotten rid of Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson came back and started shitting. Like it wasn't a good situation. Now with him on, I believe is he on the Bills right now, right?
Yeah.
He's on the bill, and even that he's in a better situation. But the receivers that they have, they're more catered to them because they were drafted. They're trying to develop him.
Yep.
Quite frankly, even with Elijah Moore, if he were to be added in the offseason, he has a better shot of actually competing for a spot, but also getting targets because Josh McDaniels will look at his skill set and will be like, okay, this guy can catch. This
Hmm.
guy can, run. How do you call it? Short routes.
Yep.
He's quick,
Drags underneath
drags
Ziggs.
underneath. He can stretch the field a little bit. If he's wide open, he has speed. Like that's a guy right there that especially coming into a different situation
Hmm.
and a situation where these guys, especially in the Vrabels, the McDaniels, hey, listen, you got to be on your shit. That's a guy right there. Like, hey, listen, you can get this guy and at least mold him mind wise to be a better player. You know what I'm
And
saying?
George
So even
Pickens is a UFA too, bro.
and George, that's who I think that's who we talked about last time. Yes,
I
yes,
don't
yes,
think they're
yes.
gonna pay him either.
I don't think so either. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think he's a rental,
yeah,
because I think they did that shit out of spite. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
yeah.
I don't think they really. I think Pickens because of how cheap his contract is
Yeah.
and how good he was so far. Like, you start to wonder, like, the Pats have all this money too in this upcoming offseason, 66 million in total cap space.
Right.
So it's like you look at that and it's like George Pickens is on a almost damn near $2 million contract right now. It's
Wow.
like
Yep.
he's still on his rookie contract, which I don't know how. I don't know how he was that cheap for his rookie contract.
Yeah.
Whatever they said to that man must have worked because I'm telling you, he was very, very talented in college. I think what it was the attitude, bro. And
Yeah.
but you're looking at Stephon Diggs, right? Another guy who had an attitude and was a diva. And you start to wonder if Stephon Diggs can take everything he's learned about being a leader and being a leader on this playoff team.
Right.
You start to wonder, can they turn George Pickens' attitude around if they throw some money at him? I think it would be worth it. He's fucking 24, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he's not like 27. And Elijah Moore is 25. He'll be
Right.
even cheaper than George Pickens will be. So what does it hurt? Like, let's say, I don't know what Keishon Butte is at right now, but let's say one of those guys gets 1,000 yards that isn't
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs. You start to wonder, like, do you trade maybe that guy and pick up George Pickens?
Mm-hmm.
Do you trade somebody to get maybe more defensive depth? Because I do think we could use more depth at corner.
Oh, for sure.
You
For
know,
sure.
I think that's a spot we could use more depth. And if you look at also the corners that are up and coming, this upcoming off season, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he's okay in my personal opinion,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't mind Greg Newsome. He's going to be a
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
UFA,
that. Yeah.
and I think that would be great depth in terms of you get Greg Newsome, Carlton Davis, and Gonzo. And if Gonzo goes out or Carlton Davis gets hurt, like Newsome is good enough to step up, and he's only 25, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Newsome's
Yeah.
young, and I wouldn't mind him at all. And another guy who's kind of balling out, even though he's a little bit on the older side, bro. You do this as a 2-year rental, Xavier Howard. I mean, he's gonna be.
He actually retired. He
No
retired.
way.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he retired. I guess he wasn't. I forgot what it was some weeks back that I get like he was in the game. He didn't retire like at halftime like fucking what's his face did like Vontae Davis did, but he played in the game. He was getting cooked. He took himself out the game, and then when the game was over the next day, he was like, "Yeah, I can't do it no more." I'm like, "Damn."
Oh wow. I thought that would have been a great veteran addition,
Presence,
but
right? Yeah.
another name too, Jeff Okuda. I don't think he's really gotten like the right chance either. I don't,
Yeah.
but he was so highly touted coming out of Ohio State that like you saw the talent level, and yes, it hasn't really shown up the most in the NFL to what he was in college.
Right.
But if you can get him around guys like Konzo and Carlton Davis, there's just no telling. So I think Newsome and Okuda should be on their radar. They're both young, 25 and 26 years old. So that would be definitely a more suitable option. And if you're gonna make a trade, I say you bolster the defense.
For sure.
You know.
For sure. You have to. And especially how well they played, just add more to get more freshness. More guys that, especially if they're in a situation where they're losing right now, get them into a more positive situation that you can get more out of them. Whether again it's that edge rusher, linebacker, safety, corner, somebody. If you can get an impactful player on the low, it doesn't have to be anybody crazy, but guys who at least play with some heart and play team ball that can help this team in this stretch run now, because now we're getting into the stretch run. We're about to be at week 10. Now we're about to be at the part where, okay, we're at week 10. There's 8 weeks left. We got to be able to, keep in line with these teams right now, because you don't want to start going towards a negative route with injuries and shit like that. You need guys who can be fresh. You need guys who can impact now. So, I think I would assume, I would hope that, when it comes tomorrow, defense. Just add to the defense. If you want to add a little piece of run to add an on offense, cool. But you got to know what you're doing. I get it, but just add to the defense. If you're sticking with defense, if that's already in your head, don't shy back from it. Go with some defense. Add some defense to it because you could add some more guys. You can. You could add guys at every level. You can. You know that,
Right.
and that's where I would focus right now. I would focus on the defense. And when it comes to the offseason, again, like I said earlier, there will be more of a clearer vision to add to that because you're not worried about the season that was before. You're worried about the next season. So just take some stuff into consideration of that just add when it comes to the offseason. Just be prepared to add to that, But overall, and I know you do too, I like where this team's at right now, but it can be better. Any team, regardless, whether they're a playoff team, whether it's a playoff team or even a team that is still on the rise trying to figure shit out, there's ways to get better. And there could be ways to get better by subtracting guys too. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the teams that aren't in it right now.
I'm glad we got an upgrade over Kyle Duggar too, and we got an upgrade of a pick. Having to give up a pick in a later round, and then we got an earlier round pick. Like, great move, bro. Because Duggar is just he's washed up, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
And thankfully, we got something good in return out of it. I'll take a 5th round pick to give up Kyle Duggar in a 6th. It doesn't matter to me. I would do the same thing. So
for sure. And at least even for Kyle Duggar, he's in a better spot. At least for him. He started against the Steelers. He had 4 tackles. They got the win. You know what I'm saying? So it's a win-win for both guys, for both situations. Kyle Duggar, again, I know we talked about already. Kyle Duggar, he did for the most part. He did well here up until the end. The last couple of years, it just shit happens. It just shit changes, injuries, system wise. Schematic like it's sometimes it has to be like that. It's better to have a guy like that. You could trade him for some sort of value. Now next year he's a free agent. He probably won't get a $50 million contract next year, but he'll get something if he shows out in Pittsburgh that he can still be a guy, serviceable guy. Hey, he can get something in the offseason. Maybe whether it's back with the Steelers or for somebody else, they'll pay him.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
The Steelers have the highest paid defense, and they're one of the worst. So
exactly, yeah.
I don't think adding Kyle Duggar really did anything for them. To be quite honest with you, you got Jalen Ramsey, bro. You got what's his name, bro? What's his name? They got the Darius Slayton, the dude from the Eagles and the Lions. Joey Porter Jr. Bro, they've been getting cooked. Like, I don't know what the problem is, and I was a guy maybe a couple of years ago who thought TJ Watt was the best, and no, it's Myles Garrett. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Like,
TJ Watt hasn't really done shit this. Like, he's done a little bit, but he hasn't really done TJ Watt shit this year.
And I will say one thing: his double team rate is high as shit.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, Myles Garrett is like not getting double teamed a lot. Like, if you really watch some of the Browns games, like, bro, they're like, I like how he does this. He'll do like an inside step move, and he likes to go outside and then go inside. They're running a lot of him going around nose tackles or defensive tackles, and I think that has changed the game so much for them that they have tackles in place to take the pressure off to get double teamed, because we've seen you double team Myles Garrett, there's somebody else there.
Exactly.
The Browns defense has been elite all season. This is a team that held Joe Burrow to 17 points the first week of the season. This is a team that, oddly enough, bro, they did hold the line, and this game is what showed me the line still has a long way to go for the Patriots with the Browns game. That's probably the weakest link in our whole entire team is the offensive line. So it's even more of a testament to what Drake May is doing. So I think that the real test is going to be the Broncos. You just saw the Broncos and the Texans play defensive battle. Fucking 18-15 game, 2 of the top 5 defenses in the whole entire league.
Yep.
You look at that and you ask yourself, like, can Drake May do that in the playoffs against these guys? Because playoff atmosphere, Bo Nix has already seen it.
Exactly.
Playoff atmosphere. Obviously, Josh Allen is no stranger to the playoffs.
Yep.
Even Daniel Jones, no stranger to the playoffs.
He's not.
And that's a guy who's balling out with a squad now.
Right.
And you want to see, I feel like you want to see the Patriots defense definitely give up less points, but what we need to do is create turnovers.
Right.
That's the biggest thing that's going to bring us to the AFC champion, or, well, you guys to the AFC championship game. I really want to see Patrick Mahomes against Drake May. I'm tired of whooping Josh Allen's ass every year. I'm tired of it. It's great football, don't get me wrong, but
there got to be a difference. Yeah, there got to be some change. Yeah.
When Patty gets to the playoffs, it's a whole different place. It's a whole different place. And last year, you saw, like I've mentioned numerous times, but a lot of one-score games for the Chiefs last year. This dude just turned up a different notch in the playoffs that I was not expecting.
Absolutely.
And so Drake May has to match that when he gets to the playoffs. He has to, and this offensive line has to give him a chance, and the defense has to create turnovers. Because you saw what happened with the Bills, and they created turnovers against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. Even though, like I said, I really don't care about the regular season, but like you look at this Patriots team, and you know that this defense is gonna have to get turnovers against Patrick Mahomes because also our defense loves to get turnovers in the playoffs. So I think that that's going to be the biggest thing going forward for the defense, and that's definitely my final thought on the pads there.
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, I tell you, it's still the season's still young enough where you still get to see how this team can continue to move forward with the guys that they have, or even the guys that they add tomorrow and whatnot. It's still a long season, you know. Naturally,
very long.
For some of the viewers that weren't, that don't know or weren't alive, there was a point where the Celtics, the Patriots started 6-2 in a season, and then ended up 8-8 and missing the playoffs, and that was back in 1999 with Pete Carroll as the coach. So you can get off to a fast start, and then shit could go downhill.
Yeah.
Right now, the Pats are at 7-2. You know how the way this team looks and who they have at quarterback and who they have as a head coach. My money right now is I don't think they'll collapse, but you will see as the season goes forward, especially guys who they're going to match up against. Again, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Bills, even the Bucks this upcoming week. There could be some growing pains in those games. Could you end up winning these games? You could. They have a shot. But you could very well see games like that being lost due to experience and due to who's on the other team playing quarterback, who's on the other team being the head coach, who do you have on defense, who do you have on offense. So right now, you got to take it one game at a time.
Yeah.
But the vibes right now and the ceiling right now is this team could actually do something this year. A lot of people didn't believe, but now that the product is in front of our face, this team has a legit shot to do something special. Now, it's not to say they're going to go all the way and win a Super Bowl, but right now, this team looks like they can win at least one playoff game.
Based on I mean, I guess, last thought on the schedule too, because I'm glad you mentioned that. If we lose to the Bucks at home, I'm okay with that. But then again, you probably shouldn't if you're going to play against Patty and Josh Allen in the playoffs.
Right.
This is a game where, real shit, I think Drake May and Baker Mayfield are about to have a shootout.
Yeah.
They're very good at Raymond James Stadium, and they're 6-2.
Right.
And so I think you can't be mad if they lose this game because, like you said, growing pains, it's still a fresh enough team. They're still getting acclimated enough.
Right.
But then you got the Jets at home. You got the Bengals on the road, which, okay, I understand Joe Flacco and the Bengals have kind of been balling out, but dude, Joe Flacco and the Bengals don't scare me, bro.
Especially the defense too. Yeah.
They should go in there and whoop their ass. Yeah. And then, you go up against the Giants at home. No Cam Scatterboo. Yep. Jackson Dart is coming back down to earth.
Yep.
Then you have the Bills at home again. That is another game where Drake May has to show that he is going to be that dude. And I understand. And the first game was on the road, right?
It was, yes.
Yo, you won in their building. Now they're home. You're home. You better bust it. You better put up 40 points on these boys.
Yeah.
If you can put up 40, my Chiefs, we got a team to worry about, bro.
Right.
We really do. I genuinely, Drake May scares me more than Josh Allen. Just because he is hungry, he's young, he's just balling. He's making all the right decisions. And then you got the Ravens on the road, banged up defense. But Lamar Jackson was visibly hurt. If you watched last week,
Yeah.
Dude, he's visibly still hurt. Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly. That hamstring's still a problem. Exactly. Yeah.
it's obvious. He wasn't trying to run nowhere. He wasn't trying to do shit. He
Right.
wasn't trying to get hit. But he did show. Fucking, if you guys watch Pick a Side, Joel used to call him No Arm Lamar. I'll tell you one thing, bro. He really showed that he could sit in the pocket and sling that thing the last week.
For sure.
Granted, it was against the Dolphins. They fucking suck. But I'm not too upset about it. And then you got the Jets on the road, and then to end round out the year, you have the Dolphins at home.
Right.
This is the Pats might go 14-3, bro. They might. They might. They lose this game to the Bucks. You got the Bills at home, and then if you win out, like you shouldn't lose to the Ravens at home, bro.
Right.
On the road, you shouldn't lose to that team.
Yeah.
Like the defense is so banged up and been so bad. Lamar Jackson is not going to have any room to run because our linebacking core has been playing amazing in terms of containing quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
So I think they really could go 14-3. And at that point, you just look around and you look at the Broncos schedule. They have one of the hardest schedules in the whole entire league. So they might falter a little bit. They still might win our division, bro. Like I predicted it. Like I didn't see us winning the division this year. The Broncos
Right.
might very well win our division.
Right.
So if you look at it from that angle, you wouldn't really have to see anybody in terms of like the first round. You wouldn't have to really see anyone the first round.
Absolutely.
Just because if you also look at the standings too right now, like obviously the Broncos are 7-2, but the Chargers are 6-3. They're still finding a way to win games. Colts are 7-2. Steelers are 5-3. But yo, to be real, I can't see the Steelers making the playoffs. Their defense is so bad. You got the 7-2 Patriots, 6-2 Bills, 7-2 Colts, and then you look at the wild card. I think the Chargers or probably I can't sit here and say we're gonna miss the playoffs. I'm not. I don't. We have Andy Reid and fucking Patrick Mahomes. I'm not gonna sit here and say we're not gonna make the playoffs. So
Right.
they'd have to, like, God forbid we get pushed down to a wild card. You might see us the first. You might see us if you guys don't get a first round bye. You guys might see us in that first game, depending on how the rest of the schedule goes.
Right.
So it's a possibility, but
it is a possibility. It is.
Yeah, I think that's definitely to look forward to the Pats. I'm definitely rooting for Drake May. Love the guy, even though I'm a Chiefs fan. I definitely want to root for Drake May, dude. He's awesome. Love his
No,
game.
for sure. For sure.
So
No,
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it's especially for a young guy like that to be leading a team, like especially this organization that for the last 25 years, has been on the up. You've had a Hall of Fame quarterback behind, in that backfield, leading that pocket, leading those men to 6 Super Bowl wins but 9 Super Bowl appearances total. You have a guy that you don't have to necessarily be that guy. We don't want you to be like God. We want you to be you. We want you to be Drake May. He's in a great situation right now, a much improved situation from his rookie year. And quite frankly, with the men that he's doing it with on the field and off the field in terms of the coaches, he's in the right situation right now where for years to come, if a good amount of these guys stay together, they can be a team that will see some more success like the men that did it before them saw. So I'm telling you, man, this season, there's still a lot to look forward to this season. The season's not over. 7-2 does not mean shit. It don't. Even for Amari's Chiefs, 5-4 right now, it don't mean shit because there's still a lot of seasons.
I don't know, bro. I did say this before, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, our defense is, oh my God, bro.
I know.
Please get rid of Jalen Watson. Please, like, I'm begging the football gods. Jalen Watson has to fucking go. I can't do it no more. I can't do it, bro. And Connor, he played well a couple times the week before and the week before that, but I don't even want to think about it. Right now. Our defense is not.
No, we don't have to think about what we will do that way. At least it's not in your head right now, because I know with that high in your head, you're chilling right now. It's like, yeah, let me not think about no bullshit right now. I know, trust.
Yeah,
we might as well, even though we ain't thinking about the cheese and bullshit. We might as well ran on these Celtics real quick.
I was just about to say.
Let's ran on these Celtics real quick. I'm already
put bullshit on top of bullshit.
Let's put some bullshit on top of bullshit. That's a fact. All right, chat. Let me get this set up for y'all. Now, you saw, like I said earlier, you saw the highs of this live. You're about to see some of the lows, some of a little bit of the crash outs. Because I tell you, Chad, 105, 103 Utah Jazz. Yeah, that's right. You see it. The Utah Jazz, the Danny Ainge led Utah Jazz, the Yusuf Nurkic put back to take the lead with 0.6 seconds left. Utah fucking Jazz took one at the TD Garden tonight. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, you're now 3-5 on the year. You were 0-3. You managed to get back up to 3-3. You get killed by the Rockets, a team that at this point, you can get killed by because it's the Rockets. You got KD, Alperen Sengun. That's fine. Shit like that happens. But the Jazz that you were winning at one point by, I believe, close to 15 points in this game, and you let them crawl their ass back into the game. You let Keyshawn George look like Tyrese Maxey out there for little bits of spurts, scoring and dishing out passes, grabbing board. Like, come on, bro. The Jazz, nigga. The Jazz. You know what? Before me and Amari rant, let me read you some stats. Again, let's start with the Celtics because they lost. They lost. Jaylen Brown, 36 points was not enough. He shot 13 of 28 from the field. He did shoot 0-9 from 3. That don't help. 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Jaylen Brown did what he had to do, but not being able to capitalize on his 3-point shot ultimately during spots in this game hurt the team. Oh, man. Josh Minott, 2.6 rebounds. I'm not even going to read out his shooting splits. They was ass. Yep. Neemias Queta, 9 points, 8 rebounds, close to almost had a double-double. One assist and 2 steals. He did what he had to do. He shot, 100% from the field, but again, not enough. Payne Pritchard had 18. Derek White had 10. Everybody, and even Anthony Simons, 15 off the bench. You had the guys that were scoring that should be the leading scorers led in scoring, but ultimately it wasn't enough. They only had 103 points. They shot 11 of 51 from 3 tonight. 21.6%. You're not going to fucking win games like that, bro. You're not going to win games. I know I've said it before. I know even Amari has said it, whether it's on Bay State Media or whether it's on here. You're not going to win game. You're not like chucking up threes isn't going to win you fucking games all the fucking time.
Can you read that number again? Can you read that number again?
11 for 51, nigga.
Bro, like
11 for 51, my nigga. Nigga, if you didn't make, bro, okay. You're 11 for 51 on 3. If you weren't making threes 33s ago, why the fuck are you going to keep continuing trying to settle for that? Go to the fucking basket, nigga. Go to the free throw line.
And why is Sam Hauser playing 30 minutes and like
yes, Sam Hauser with 28, exactly. Thank you.
Why is he playing 30 minutes and Chris Boucher had more points in 7 minutes? Like,
yes.
I'm confused. Missoula, yo, real shit. If I'm Brad Stevens right now, yo, bro, your job's at risk. Like, no bullshit, your job's at risk, bro.
Right.
When you won a championship, I get it. But let's be real. If there was any other duo or any other person probably with Jason Tatum, maybe not any other, but like JB and JT go so well, and we've already seen that. Yes, they have their growing pains in the beginning.
Right.
But that was because of, honestly, Marcus Smart. I'm not gonna lie. Marcus Smart was part of the fucking offensive problem. Even when we had Kyrie, bro, there was no room for them to grow the two of them together with Kyrie.
Exactly. Yes.
So now you remove those two guys from the equation and you win a championship.
Yes.
Right? You look at that. Chris Boucher, experienced basketball player, can do it all on defense.
Yes.
Even offensively, he's not going to chuck up threes. Bro, if he had 5 points in 7 minutes and Sam Hauser had 4 points in 30 minutes.
Yes.
Missoula, Sam Hauser is so limited offensively, bro, he can't put the ball on the floor and attack the basket.
Exactly.
He has to be set up off a screen anytime he needs to get the ball in his hands. And even if that, it's 1-2 dribble and pass.
Yes.
Like, he doesn't even try and look to get inside.
Yes.
I'm tired of seeing this dude get more minutes than Chris Boucher. And Josh Minott, I can't really fault him because he likes to play defense and he does the dirty work. Like he had
Right.
more the stat he had the most of today was 6 rebounds, and he had a block against a relatively tall team. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
Marketing, Nurkic, Filipowski, even Kevin Love. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So like, I can't stand the fact that Boucher and is not getting as many minutes as Hauser. And the problem I have with that is you came from the Raptors, right?
Yeah.
Was he part of that team that won?
I believe he was. Yeah.
You see what I why? What are we doing? Like Missoula.
Literally.
Like
Literally.
honestly, Missoula's job, I think if this keeps going on for the rest of the season, and let's say hypothetically we miss the playoffs, just hypothetically, there needs to be a fucking conversation about where they're gonna go with him. Because I don't think that through the long run of this season, they should miss the playoffs.
Right.
If obviously us as Celtics fans, to be real, if this were up to me, you tank and get AJ DeBanza. Why the fuck not?
Right.
You,
Right.
you, you and what you play him at the 2, and you have him play. He's first of all, he's big, athletic. He's got guard skills.
Yes.
All the shit that Tatum can do, he's like a baby Tatum. No
Yeah.
bullshit. Like literally, like his game screams a lot of that. It's if without the chucking up threes.
Right.
He's not a 3-point chucker, but he can shoot them for
Right.
sure. But he's not a 3-point chucker. And remember, the kid, he just turned 18 recently. I think
Mm-hmm.
right before the season or whatever before the season started, he was
Yeah.
17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You look at that and it's like if this is the direction Missoula is going to go in, genuinely tank for the kid.
Yeah.
Why not?
Right.
It gets to a point because remember, you know what the saying is in NBA: you are who you are after the All-Star break.
So.
And
Exactly.
if this team is what it is right now after
Right.
the All-Star break, it clips.
No, for sure. And I wouldn't
Clips.
even try to bring Jason Tatum back. I just let him sit.
Nope.
Fuck it.
And Tatum wants to fucking play, but if there's a point where you can't even save the season, Tatum, bro, please don't come back and tear your fucking Achilles or something else, bro.
Yeah.
Please.
Exactly.
Please, bro. Don't
Right.
sit your ass down. He
Yeah.
wants to come back in April. I don't care if we're in the plan. Nigga, sit your ass down.
Exactly. I'd rather see, and that's the thing. I'm glad you said that. Because if it's a situation like that, 1 year don't mean shit for the next 10 years.
Yep.
It don't. Like, you might as well actually sit your ass down.
Yep.
Real shit. It don't make, like, because at the same time, too, as much as I would like to, for the Celtics to be in it and win it and do not win it, but be in it and go to the playoffs this year, and it's still an option. It is. You don't have to necessarily bring this guy back to try and do something this year. I'd rather hey, listen, okay, we're doing okay, right? We're not doing well, fine. Sit down for this year, rehabilitate, do what you have to do, be a father to your both your kids. Like, you don't
dad, by the way.
No, for sure.
Dad.
Exactly.
Love Deuce Tatum. Awesome.
Exactly. Like, you don't like not everything's about ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everything is about sports. Like, you've already made so much money. You've done so much for this city, right? Along with Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like, they both have, especially for you as the main catalyst, as the guy right now, as you're the face of the team. You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to be all these. You don't have to be the superhero, bro. You don't, especially for a year like this. You don't. Let these guys show what they can do. Let Jaylen Brown continue to be the man of this team for this year. If you win games, great. If you don't win games, fine. You'll still have your counterpart for next year. I'd rather see you rest your leg and get healthy and try to do something next year. You know why? Because there could be somebody notable in this draft. And like Amari mentioned, a guy like AJ DeBanza, a guy maybe like Koa Pete, somebody to that nature.
Koa Pete is nice.
Exactly. Or even a Cam Boozer, somebody like that, especially if you're looking to the top of the draft. Because mind you, Amari, you're not going to be the only ones looking for guys like that. The other team that you just played is not going to try to win a bunch of games this year either. You know what I'm saying?
You know why I'm also not too mad that it's the Jazz? Because this is a team I said even when we did the 30 and beyond in the offseason. this is a young team. They got Kessler, Markkinen, all these guys, right? And you start to think, could this Jazz team fight for a play-in? Because they have a good mix of guys. And I said I think that this is a team that might shock a lot of people.
Right.
And if Tatum was here, oh no, they're not winning this game. It's just
Right.
you know that. We all know
Right.
that.
Right.
But then you realize how much a hole Tatum was. Or excuse me, without Tatum, you realize how much of a hole there is on this team. But
Yeah.
also, no KP and Drew Holiday is looking more like we really Drew Holiday was way bigger of an impact than maybe we thought.
Oh, for sure.
And I felt like we should have gotten rid of KP and found a way to get rid of somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I would have been okay with Drew Holiday staying here. And he can guard 1 through freaking 5, bro. He can space the floor. He can drive to the basket. His IQ is off the charts. The way he's playing right now, dude, I think he's averaging like 8, 9 assists over there in Portland. Like, bro, he's just a jack of all trades, dog. And you look at that stuff and you wonder, KP's cool. He's always hurt, bro. I'm cool with that. And we were paying him a lot of money. But I think even though we went all in on winning a championship and it worked out, we should have found a way to keep Drew Holiday.
Yes.
And
yes,
we're seeing it now, bro. It's going to kill me if Peyton Pritchard keeps starting. I'm sorry. Anthony Simons should be starting. Like, there should be no debate about that, bro. Like, you look at the minutes, too. 26 minutes. Pritchard had 35 minutes. They almost put up the same amount of points.
Yeah.
And then you look at it, too. It's like, okay, Pritchard had 5 rebounds and 3 assists. But if you think about it this way, too, Keontae Jordan is not that big of a guy. And Walter Clayton Jr., not that big of a guy. Ace Bailey's a rookie.
Right.
Okay, you played well on the glass for your size, but 3 assists that's not gonna cut it for me.
Exactly.
Low-key, with his skill, you should be averaging. My personal opinion, he should be averaging at least 15 to 18 and 8 assists.
Right.
If the rebounds are in there, okay, the rebounds are in there.
Yep.
But I feel like Brown, oh man, I don't even know what to do about him distributing the ball for real. Like, I know he has to go out there and guard the best guy a lot of the time, and I know he has to go out there and do that. But like you start to wonder, and you're looking at it in some of these games. Can Jaylen Brown be the facilitator that Jason Tatum is? And I'll say I was completely wrong about me saying that Jaylen Brown was better than Jason Tatum last year, because now you're looking at it and he just can't move the ball the way that Tatum does. And his scoring gravity, he doesn't have the same gravity where it's like if Tatum gets to his spots and Tatum stops taking fadeaway jumpers like he's Kobe and step back threes like he's Steph, you see what happens. He puts up fucking 50-point games in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
50-point game, and what was it, game 7 against the Bucks or whatever it was?
Yes,
Dog,
yes.
why can't we get that version of you every night? And then you look at Brown and it's like, okay, you can clearly see Brown can't move the offense the way that Tatum moves the offense, because like you said on last podcast, for anybody watching, go watch the last one when we were together. Nero said this. Jaylen Brown, a lot of weight was taken off of him, and he won Finals MVP because so much focus was on Tatum. And Tatum knows how to make the right pass. Yes, he might. Dude, if Tatum figures out his shot IQ, it's over. Tatum would be the best player in the league. If he were to figure out his shot IQ, he could average 35 and he could get. He honestly, he could really average a triple double. Like, I feel like if he were able to really showcase with like he did during the championship run, like if he even last season when we played in the playoffs before he tore his Achilles, able to showcase me, I can take over a game, because we would have won that game against the Knicks if he didn't tear his Achilles. He was tweaking, bro.
He was.
And then you look at that, and then you see Brown in some of these games, bro. And it's just like, you can't be coming up with 4 assists, bro. You're the best guy out there. You're telling me you got left off Team USA and you got left off of this, that, and so forth. Tyrese Halliburton had a better season than you did last year. And he made the USA team. And this was a guy you say, oh, they're playing with me and all this other stuff. I know it's early, like we always say, but bro, you can't play like this. I don't care if you score 36 points. You cannot play like this night in, night out. You have to be able to move the ball and get other people involved.
And you have to be able to hit your shots, especially as like, and that's the thing. Like, again, and I'll look back. I will look back at it also real quick. 36 points. That's it's smooth. Jaylen Brown could do that. But again, chat, if you're looking at my cursor, and I wish I can highlight this, but 0 for 9 shooting threes. 0 for 9 shooting threes. Okay, naturally, 13 to 28, right? 10 of 11 from the line. There's your 36 right there. Imagine if you were able to hit at least 3 or 4 of those 9 shots. You're damn near at 50 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to hit your shots. Because, look, 0 and 9 from 3, you lost by 2 points to the Jazz, a team that you have no business of losing to. And especially at this stage of his career, at this stage of how this team is built, especially when you're the man of the team right now, you shouldn't be losing to the Jazz. And quite frankly, Amari, and I'll even show the Jazz stats real quick before we continue. Yeah. Okay, I get Lauri Markkanen is going to give you 20 points. I get in a starting role, Jusuf Nurkic might give you 11 and 11 because he can do that. He can get double. I
can't lie. Markkanen, I'm high on Markkanen. I like him. So low-key, he be killing everybody. Nigga, I think he averaged like a double-double last year, if I'm not mistaken. So
exactly. And that's why I said you can live with Markkanen giving you 20 points. And naturally, before going into this game, he was averaging 34 points. So he's 14 points off his average. You limited him in that aspect. He only shot 7 to 17. You know what I'm saying? Almost had a double-double. But in a sense, you were able to live with him not doing as much. But Keontae George, 31 points, 11 of 13 for the line.
Yeah.
You let it, again, Amari, the game changed when in the third quarter, fucking Keontae George woke the fuck up and started going to the basket. He was going to the basket. He averages 9 free throws a fucking game. And you just proved the point that he's still averaging 9 free throws a game when you're letting him go to the basket and you're letting him dictate shit. Again, and like Amari even pinpointed to it, that's why Jrue Holiday was so important the last couple years. Because if Jrue Holiday's playing in this game, Keyshawn George is not giving you 31. He's not giving you 31.
Are you kidding me? He might not even score 15.
Exactly.
He might not even score 15 points. And also, Kyle Filipowski, bro. I was high on him.
Kyle Filipowski did his shit off the bench today.
19 minutes tonight, 13 and 8. Like, bro, I wish we got Walker Kessler. He would be such a use to us right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what, when we did 30 and beyond and we were talking about that, you and I had both said, that is a guy we were looking at, and he didn't even play in this fucking game. And you still lost. If he played, this would look different. And then the story of this game to me too as well, if you look at the team stats, bro, 54 points in the paint. They had 20 more rebounds than us. Yo, how do you play better on defense? 4 blocks, 12 steals. How do you play better on defense? And then you give up that many boards.
Yes.
What I'm Missoula, bro. Oh, he's gonna kill me.
I'm telling you, Nurkic had 11. Markkanen almost had 9, almost a double-double. Kevin Love had 7 rebounds off the bench. Filipowski, had 8 rebounds off the bench. You had 3. You had actually, quite frankly, you had 6 guys with over 5 rebounds. You had 5 guys that could have very well almost grabbed 10 boards.
Yep.
5 guys almost grabbing 10 boards. That's not winning you shit.
Yep.
That's not doing anything.
Yep.
And especially getting out-rebounded by 20 to the Jazz.
Yep.
Without Walker Kessler. Come on, man.
Mind you, what the fuck was Kata doing tonight? What the fuck was Kata doing?
Kata, let me see. Kata grabbed, I believe he grabbed, let me see. Kata grabbed.
Nigga had no blocks tonight.
And no blocks. No blocks.
You are a starter now. Yo, Nick, pick it up. Kata, defensively, pick it up, bro.
He has to. And it has to be night in and night out. Like that, you're the biggest guy on the team. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing with Kata. The last couple of years, he's had to sit behind, the Al Horfords. We already know about KP. KP was starting when healthy. He was out there.
Yeah.
You had to sit after Al Horford, Xavier Tillman. You know what I'm saying? Like you were a guy that was up here and in the G League.
Yeah.
Now you have an opportunity to do your shit. You have the build to be a strong center for the team. You have the build to grab, over 10 rebounds a night. You just have to actually fight more. You cannot let a guy like Jusuf Nurkic, who at this point of his career, he's not the same Jusuf Nurkic from 5-6 years ago.
Right.
on the Nuggets, on certain teams that could give you a double-double, put up, games with 15 points, 10 rebounds, 17 points. Like, he's not that. You have to be able, especially with a young guy like you are right now, you should have been able to bully him more. You let his experience, even the guys like Kevin Love when he was out there, even the Filipowskis, the marketing, even with his talent, but you still have, with the body you have, you can put a body to these niggas. You still let them bully you. If you want to be one of the better centers in this league, especially for a young guy, you have to be able to actually grab fucking boards, and you have to be able to contest shots. Because not having blocks at your size right now, it's not going to help this team.
Unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. It really is.
And I don't know what's up with Jordan Walsh, dude. Like, I shout out Jay Walsh, party with him at Bijou before.
Yep.
Bro's an awesome guy.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. And then why did we trade away the G League MVP and JD Davis?
We didn't even trade him away. We released him.
No, he walked.
We released him. We didn't even give him a contract. Actually, we gave him a contract, and then we released him from that contract a few days later. That's what happened.
Bro,
which didn't make sense, bro.
Right now, you just look at some of I think his athleticism would really come into play here. He's more athletic than Pritchard is.
Yes.
And I don't care if it's the G League. Nigga was putting up almost fucking 40 points a game.
Right.
You don't think he probably could defensively probably handle a little bit better than Pritchard could? And then I get it's a bridge year. Maybe we might be overreacting because it's early, but you see the early problems, and it's almost 10 games now. We're almost an eighth of the way through the season.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Now it gets to a point where adjustments need to be made. And the craziest part is the Jazz shot 29% from three.
Yes.
Wait.
Right.
It's not like
you managed to beat 21%. Like, come on.
It's not like they were shooting lights out and couldn't miss.
No.
These are the types of pains we're gonna go through this season because I really feel like I don't think Pritchard's ready to be a starter, bro. I get everyone's on their high horse about how he played last year as a 6-man and won 6-man of the year, but Simons needs to be playing, bro. It's a guy who was averaging 20 points a game, yes, on a bad team, and he had the green light. But if he's putting up what he's putting up in less minutes and almost is matching your point total, it's I get it. Pritchard had 5 rebounds and 3 assists, and Simons had 1 and 2. But it's bro, I just don't know why Simons is not starting, and he needs more of a green light. I genuinely think if you even put him with White, let White facilitate, and you let Simons just get an early start,
right?
And you let him get off to an early start, he's not a guy that's used to coming off the bench, bro. Why the fuck? Exactly. Why would you put him in a position where he now has to come off to the bench and this is a different role when Pritchard is literally used to that?
Right.
So Pritchard is better against second unit guys than he is against first unit guys. Simons went up against first unit guys every single fucking game his whole career so far.
Exactly.
Win or lose, I think giving him that green light is way better than just taking a risk with Pritchard every night. And Simons also, he can facilitate the ball. He really can. And when you looked at the Portland Trailblazers and how they played, and when they gave him the green light to really facilitate and do things, when people were hitting their shots, they were doing great. This is a guy last year who averaged, he's already averaged before. He's been in the league since 2018. So for those who don't know, he's been here for a while.
Right.
He's no slouch or stranger to the NBA. He's averaged 20 points 2 times, bro. Do you know how hard it is to average 20 points in the NBA, chat?
It is. It is hard.
It's extremely hard to.
Real shit, Amari. It's hard to actually score in the NBA.
On a losing team, though.
Right.
On a losing team where you're the best scorer on the team every single night, and they have to game plan against you, and you're still putting up 21 and 22 a night. It's you look at the volume of minutes he's getting. He's not getting the same volume of minutes that he was the previous 3 years. He's averaged over 30 minutes per game. And last year, he averaged almost 20, 19.3, and he played 70 games. I understand he played 46 the year before and 62 the year before that. But the year he played 62, or the year he had 62, he still averaged 21. The year he played 46, he still averaged 22. Right. And then he had 5 assists, was averaging the last 3 seasons, he's averaged over 4 assists. So it's not like he can't pass because not every nigga in the NBA is James Harden.
Right.
Not every nigga in the NBA is Jokic. the passing ability, or even Şengün. Like, you look at some of these things and you just wonder, like, what is really holding them back from starting him?
Right.
I feel like he's gotten acclimated. I feel like his shot IQ has improved tremendously from when he was in Portland. And chat, if you remember, or anybody Bay State Media, WTHHS watching, bro, I've been a Trailblazers fan. Also, that's like my second team, like the team I've always supported. So I've seen winning. Obviously, the Celtics. The only sport I'm not obviously a Boston fan is fucking football. But all these other sports, like, I have been a diehard Celtics fan since I was a kid. My first fucking basketball jersey, well, was Kobe Bryant, the number 8. But my second one was Antoine Walker, bro. That was that was my first Celtics jersey. That was like, I got a Kobe jersey as a gift for Christmas. So I was like, obviously, of course, bro, everyone loved number 8 Kobe, bro. We was all kid. Like, I was probably like 4 or 5 years old when I got that jersey. When I got my Antoine Walker jersey, like, I wore that shit to school. I didn't wear my Kobe jersey to school. I wore my Kobe jersey when I went to go play basketball outside, or whatever the case may be, in front of my grandparents' house in Cambridge. Well, I wasn't wearing my Kobe jersey to school. I was wearing my Antoine Walker jersey.
Right.
So, like, for me, the Portland Trailblazers being this team, I've been a fan ever since Brandon Roy, bro. That was like a basketball player to me. I always have love for him, because if he didn't blow out his fucking knees, he would have been one of the best twos probably in the league at the time.
Nah, he was
serious.
Brandon Roy was serious. He was tough for real.
And
I
I
don't know
always
who
used to
Brandon Roy
wish
is.
we would
Watch his highlights.
trade for that nigga, bro. I'm like, let's trade Rondo for Brandon.
Yeah, no, facts.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm looking at this, and obviously we got Dame.
Oh shit.
I got a phone call. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
I apologize. He's literally in the room next to me. But yeah, so I love the Trailblazers, and what we did with Simons giving him the green light was perfect, because in college, he was a great scorer, and that's the reason why we got him and drafted him. But then you also look on the flip side, like having Dame. He didn't really have Dame to mentor him throughout that whole entire time. He only had Dame for a couple of years before Dame went to Milwaukee.
Right.
So, you look at that and you ask yourself, is it Simons, or is it Mazzulla, or is there something we don't know? Maybe practice, or whatever the case may be. If this guy is capable of this, and he was capable of this on a bad team getting hunted, he's not even going to get hunted and be the first to get hunted. It's going to be Jaylen Brown. And in my personal opinion, the second guy is going to be Derek White.
Exactly.
Because Derek White can score at all three levels, and he's he's a very smart shot taker.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think he trusts himself to make the right plays, and he can move the ball and facilitate. He rarely turns the ball over. Absolutely. And I think if you put him with a guy like Simons, who let Simons play the 2,
right?
White, offensively at least, White takes that responsibility of facilitating. Let him run the offense. JB and Simons have to work to get open, which will free up guys like Keita.
Right.
It'll free up guys like Garza. And like I said, I don't know why Chris Boucher is not playing, but Boucher would be an awesome pick and roll guy, just due to the fact that he can pick out and pop, and then he can pick and roll, and he can catch lobs, or he can put the ball on the floor. Keita can't. Keita had a good Euro Cup this summer.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not all NBA talent.
Right.
So some of the stuff he was doing had free range to do.
Yes.
He did it perfectly.
Yes.
He was doing, like I told you, he was doing step backs, fucking turnaround jump shots. I'm like, yo.
Right.
My phone's. I just started my phone. I know. I got you. You look at that and you're like, damn. Like, what can we do to get Simons and Boucher more involved because of their impact on other teams?
Right. Right.
Why and how?
Right.
We have to be able to get them involved. So that's my last thought on the Celtics. But
no, as you should. No, and indeed, again, and like we said, also, we're almost at 8th into the season, right? Mm-hmm. They're 3-5. Okay, fine. It's not like this team is, 1-7, 0-8. Like, they've won some games. It ain't like, they're completely. We're not off on the Celtics. We're still going to be on the Celtics because, again, the fans that we are, how we've grown up with this team. Like Amari said, we've seen the Antoine Walkers. We've seen the Paul Pierces. We've seen at times where this team, especially the year before they won it, the year before the 07-08 year, that year where at one point they lost 19 straight games, it was the lowest of the lows. Paul Pierce wanted out. Doc Rivers almost got fired. You know what I'm saying? We've seen from that year, that was bad. That was ass. Like that was one of the worst Celtics years, in a while from what the team started building wise. Mm-hmm. Then it got to that point in 07-08 where you started to see the change. The Celtics, I believe in I want to say in the last, at this point, it's 2025, 2026. So if you look at the last 20 years, the Celtics have only missed the playoffs 3 times. Right? Let's see. 05 was it? Yeah. Yes, 3 times, right? And you've made the playoffs, I think, what? 10, like 11 straight years at this point. You know what I'm saying? With a championship involved, 2 championships in the last 20 years. Like, there's an expectation for this Boston Celtics team. There's always expectations. You don't want to, we're not speaking about this team negatively because we want to. Nigga, we love this team. Nigga, I'm not showing y'all right now. I got the big 3 poster right here. I got them in a frame, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you see I got the Patriots shit. We talk about the Patriots all the time. Like, we have love for these teams. I know Amari's with the Chiefs, but he has the same love for the Chiefs like he does for the Patriots. But he still respects it.
They used to beat our ass.
Exactly. So it's not
like we beat our ass.
Right. It's not like we're talking shit. We're talking about these teams because we don't give a fuck about them, nigga. No, we know what they're capable of because we've seen it. If we were in a market like the Jets, seeing a team like the Jets, we're always talking about the Jets. We know the niggas ain't going nowhere. So we're talking about them negatively, but we have no expectations. No, nigga, we have expectations for all the teams we talk about to actually do shit. You know what I'm saying? It's still young in the season where this team can actually do something, at least make it to the playoffs. They don't necessarily have to win it all because they're not. You ain't got the guy to help you win it all, but you could do something. Now, if they want to tank it, you start seeing that they want to tank. Okay, fine, fucking tank. You know what I'm saying? I just watch a nigga who we could tank for if we get to that role. Just have a good game against Villanova, AJ DeBanza. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if there's gonna be a role, if there's gonna be a lane where this team picks, we'll know it sooner rather than later. That's how we're prepared to continue to talk about them. But when it's still young and this team has the talent to actually do shit and just has to use the talent right, whether it's start at Simons and put Pritchard coming off the bench again, start them together. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, we're gonna talk about that because that's what we see. You know what I'm saying? Team, it's still young of a season where shit could be changed. And quite frankly, even like Amari said, I don't hate the idea that Simon should start and Pritchard should come off the bench because naturally you're going to see a vast difference quickly.
Yeah.
You will. Just by off those players and knowing how they play and seeing how both of them play, how they both played in their NBA careers so far. Pritchard with the Celtics his whole career, Simons with the Trailblazers and with the Celtics now. You just know what these niggas are capable of. Simple. It's simple, and again, to lose against a team like the Jazz is tough because this is a team you have to win against. Now, quite frankly, this game on fucking Wednesday against the Wizards is somewhat even more important now. You know what I'm saying?
Because the Wizards are playing decent, bro.
Exactly. And then you got the Magic at the end of the week for 2 straight games in Orlando. It's like, nigga, the schedule right now is tough. Even with teams like the Jazz and the Wizards, you know what I'm saying? The Timberwolves at the end of the month, like the Clippers too on the West Coast, like nigga, you gotta, if you want to continue to be that team that you've been the last few years, and quite frankly, the last 10 years of making it to the playoffs and actually doing shit to get to the playoffs and whatnot, or do something in the playoff, nigga, it starts now. You can't wait. You have to do it now, nigga. Because if you ain't doing it now, nigga, the fuck is the point of actually going out there and really trying?
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, come on, guys.
What's it matter, man?
What the fuck does it matter, nigga? It don't make sense. But yeah, chat, I'm at least I know Amari is too. I'm smooth on the Celtics right now. Let's see what happens on Wednesday. It's now an important game. You got to try to win this game. If they don't win, there's a lot more shit to talk about. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more shit we're going to, shit talking that we're going to talk about. But let's see what happens with that. Before we get out of here, we got to mention, and again, chat, also, before I mention this, we're going to talk about the rest of the NBA. We're going to talk about the NFL when we do. We hope we got a lot of week left to do that. But since we're talking about championships and playoffs, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Game 7 ended up in a classic. The Dodgers have won 2 straight. Yamamoto is a World Series MVP. Will Smith is, he was already a Dodgers legend. He elevated that even more with that home run that he had to put the game away for his team. Do you think, based off these 2 straight wins, can they make it a three-peat just by who they have on this team? On their team, I should say.
I'm going to say something crazy, but I really don't care.
No, for sure. You're right.
If our team's fully healthy, Blue Jays aren't going to the fucking World Series. I'm being honest.
Oh, for sure.
Roman Anthony was that fucking dude. Abreu was that fucking dude all year. And you look at it and you say to yourself, we pitched, okay, for those that didn't really watch the playoffs, let me just break it down a little bit for you.
Right.
If you look at how we pitched against the Yankees and how the Blue Jays pitched against the Yankees, you ask yourself, if Roman Anthony is healthy and Abreu is healthy, bro, we beat this team. Bro, our spark plug on offense was gone.
Right.
Both of them. And yes, Abreu is very bad against lefties. But the way he was playing before he got injured, you ask yourself.
He was on a hot streak. Yeah, he was.
I'm just being honest. The Blue Jays don't beat us, bro. They don't. They don't beat us, bro. And I think it's because we had the closers to get, or the closer. He was the better closer than anybody in the Yankees bullpen.
Right.
Ant's not gonna like hearing that, but that's the fucking truth.
Right.
If Ben's watching or Ant's watching, it's
right.
the fucking truth.
Right.
It's true.
I don't think Aroldis Chapman gives up those home run. Will give up the home run to fucking Rojas in the ninth. I don't think so. Nope.
And to be honest with you, he was the best, in my personal opinion, best closer in the league.
He was. Hell yeah. He should win the Mariano Rivera Award. He should, and by a landslide. A landslide. And unanimously, quite frankly, yeah.
He's fucking 37.
Right.
That's the craziest part.
Yes.
So you look at that, and this will be my final thought. But Vlad Guerrero, or my final thoughts, I should say. Vlad Guerrero, amazing run this postseason. Yes. He was really the catalyst.
He was.
Ernie Clement was amazing defensively in this series.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You even had Vlad making plays on defense this series too. So you look at that and you ask yourself, did the Blue Jays choke? I think the Blue Jays choked.
Yes.
The Blue Jays should have won this series. Mm-hmm. They were in the driver's seat.
Yes.
And the moment they wanted to, instead of going through the drive-through, they walked inside.
Yeah.
Instead of going through the drive-through, they walked inside.
Exactly.
You should have kept going.
Legs. Yep.
You should have kept going.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have to go inside. If you had stuck through the drive-through, you would have been fine.
Oh, exactly.
So, Ben, I love Ben, but hey, man, you weren't even supposed to be here in the first place, so you should be happy. No bullshit. You weren't even supposed to be here in the first place. So, yeah, man, it was a great series. And honestly, my personal opinion, because I always watch playoff baseball, even though sometimes I don't. Past years, I didn't watch anyone but the Red Sox during the regular season or like the Yankees. You look at this as a Blue Jays fan, and you say to yourself, Rogers Communications owns that team. They got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars. You go out and you get better relievers. You go out and you get better closers. Mm-hmm. Starting pitching is really not the issue. The issue is that their bullpen was ultimately their downfall.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with us. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, not even with us. Offense was actually our downfall.
Yeah.
But, next year I know we got some young guys, Peyton Tully, Connolly Early.
Yes.
Trey, right? Trey Savage, right? That's his name? Or
Trey Savage, on the Blue Jays, yeah.
Yeah, great young player.
Yeah.
Great young player. He balled out of his mind. So
yes.
I guess I would say shout out to the Blue Jays for making this far. Shout out to you guys for overachieving for real. It was a great season for the Blue Jays. The Dodgers are just the Dodgers. And if there's no salary cap implemented before next year, they're gonna.
Yeah.
I I don't know what else anyone's gonna do,
Exactly.
bro.
And quite frankly, even so, Amari, you know, it's real funny. Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates were nowhere to be found in this World Series. And that's the money right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the fucked up part. That's the money right there where everybody talked about, oh, the Dodgers are not making it fun. The Dodgers are making it fun. Well, the niggas they got that didn't make it fun, didn't even do shit. Didn't and had rough years. You know what I'm saying? So off pure talent for the guys that they ended up spending the Otanis, the Betts, the Freddie Freemans, Teoscar Hernandez when he did what he had to do. Ultimately, that won it. You know what I'm saying? And again, money is money, but we've seen a lot of money go to a lot of niggas and they don't do shit. They just got the difference makers, and it makes it worse. Last thought for me, I should say. It made everything worse, especially how that game ended when Mookie Betts is the one with the game-winning double play. You know why? Because that was a guy that was here, and John Henry and company should have never let him leave. And that set the Red Sox organization back years. And you got a guy that's not even going to go in the Hall of Fame as a Red Sox. He's going in the Dodgers with his 3 World Series. I'm proud of Mookie Betts for having 4, but ultimately, Red Sox Nation, Red Sox Nation, you should look at this and say, you know what? All this probably could have never happened if a guy like that was still in this organization.
I'll say one last thing, too.
Yeah.
It'll be my last.
Mm-hmm.
This was his first season playing shortstop.
Completely. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
John Henry, why? Because if we had him, I feel like that might have stunted Rafaela's growth.
Right.
It might have stunted Anthony's growth.
Right.
But you pair him with Anthony and Abreu in the outfield. Oh,
right.
And you put Cedon at second. Oh, my goodness, bro.
Right. Right. I'm telling you, yeah.
Makes you.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I tell you this. Trust me, there's a whole lot to go back and think about, chat. There's a whole lot, of the what ifs, what could have been, but naturally what could have been with a guy like him who was already having a Hall of Fame career here, already elevated himself leaving here by winning some more World Series championships and continuously still being the Mookie Betts we know and love. Ultimately, you got, you pay a price, and you're paying the Red Sox organization and Red Sox Nation is paying a price where you're the star, the ultimate star of this team before the Roman Anthonys, before the Willie Abreu, before guys like that were even thoughts of being on this team and actually being difference makers. You had the ultimate difference maker on this team, and you let him go for fucking nothing, for absolute dog shit. Shit. And you know what? Hey, is there better days for the Red Sox? There is. There's always going to be better days. You're always going to have a different outlook. But this outlook for the future still could have been with Mookie Betts. It still could have, So, yeah, that's my final thought on the night. More power to the Dodgers. I'm glad they went back to back. Let's see if they can make it 3 straight. Let's see what they do in the offseason because they're going to do more shit. They got the money, And quite frankly, this is a good place to end off fucking, what the hell's happened to sports and the Bay State media for the night. Because, yeah, man.
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to I wish I had a high noons myself because, nigga, I was about to get myself a drink and call it a fucking night because,
yeah, bro, yep.
Bullshit.
Absolutely.
But yeah, with that being said, chat, this has been another edition of What the Hell's Happened in Sports. It's your boy, the one and only Nero. I appreciate my boy, Amari Scott, for always being here with me, chiming in on what he has to say as well. Shout out to the Bay State media as well, because if he's live on his platform too. If you're tuning in here, go tune in over there, show him some love, like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Show the love, nigga. Come on,
sir.
Nigga.
We got
everybody the love, guys. Come on.
Yeah, we got an awesome week, bro. I'm excited.
Hell yeah, you already know. But yeah, Chad, that's it for me for tonight. You'll probably catch me tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe I can somehow, some way find out if Mr. All TV, Mr. Elijah, can somehow, some way find his way on this channel. It's well overdue. He's probably tuning in right now. He might, who knows? I'm gonna end this, but why? By the time I press this end stream, he might say some crazy shit in the chat. So, but yeah, chat, you'll see both of us in the coming days. You'll see us, whether it's me and Elijah or me and Amari tomorrow. You'll see it, but you'll see us even so by the end of the week too. We ain't going nowhere. So
absolutely,
hell yeah, chat. But yeah, chat, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I hope y'all get good night rest. Appreciate y'all. Peace. You already know. Peace and love.
Chat.
Peace and love, nigga. You already know. Catch y'all, chat. Hell yeah.